Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you for joining for today's morning Bhagavatam discussion. We are discussing the Canto 1, Chapter 14, Disappearance of Krishna, and we are reading verses 35 and 36 today. I see before speaking, I seek blessings of all the Vaishnavas and dear Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada, so I can speak something which is meaningful for everyone and beneficial for everyone. And let's start with the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Dvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Rindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sati Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Yasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashtaprayeshu Avadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistukim. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's read the verse. Mangalaya cha lokanam kshemaya cha bhavaya cha aste yadukulam bodva aste yadukulam boda vadyo nanta sakah puman yad bahudanda guptayam swapuryam yadavochitah kridanti paramanandam mahapaurishikaiva Mangalaya cha lokanam Mangalaya cha lokanam kshemaya cha bhavaya cha aste yadukulam boda vadyo nanta sakah puman yad bahudanda guptayam swapuryam yadavochitaha kridanti paramanandam mahapaurishikaiva. Synonyms: Mangalaya, for all good, Cha, also, Lokana, for all planets, Kshemaya, for protection, Cha, and Bhavaya, for elevation, Cha, also, Aste, is there, Yadukulam Budau, in the ocean of Yadu dynasty, Adyaha, the original, Anantasakaha, in the company of Ananta, Balarama, Puman, the supreme enjoyer, Yat, whose Bahudanda Guptayam, being protected by his arms, Swapuryam, in his own city, Yadavaha, the member of Yadu family, Architaha, as they deserve, Kridanti, are relishing, Paramanandam, transcendental pleasure, Mahapaurishikaha, the residents of the spiritual sky, Iva, like. Translation: the original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balarama, the primeval Lord Ananta, are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progress of the entire universe. And the members of Yadu dynasty, being protected by the arms of the Lord, are enjoying life like the residents of the spiritual sky. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. As we discussed many times, the personality of Godhead, Vishnu, resides within each and every universe in two capacities, namely as the Garbhodak Sai Vishnu and the Kshirodak Sai Vishnu. The Kshirodak Sai Vishnu has his own planet on the northern top of the universe, and there is a great ocean of milk where the Lord resides on the bed of the Ananta incarnation of Baladeva. Thus, Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the Yadu dynasty to the ocean of milk and Sri Balarama to the Ananta where Lord Krishna resides. He has compared the citizens of Dwarka to the liberated inhabitants of Vaikuntha Lokas. Beyond the material sky, further than we can see with our eyes, and beyond the sevenfold coverings of the universe, there is a causal ocean in which all the universes are floating like footballs. And beyond the causal ocean, there is an unlimited span of spiritual sky, generally known as the effulgence of Brahman. Within this effulgence, there are innumerable spiritual planets, and they are known as the Vaikuntha planets. Each and every Vaikuntha planet is many, many times bigger than the biggest universe within the material world. And in each of them, there are innumerable inhabitants who look exactly like Lord Vishnu. These inhabitants are known as Mahapaurishikas, or persons directly engaged in the service of the Lord. They're happy in those planets and are without any kind of misery, and they live perpetually in full youthfulness, enjoying life in full bliss and knowledge, without fear of birth, death, old age, or disease, and without the influence of Kala, the eternal time. Maharaj Yudhishthira has compared the inhabitants of Dwaraka to the Mahapaurishikas of Vaikuntha Loka because they are so happy with the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are many references to the Vaikuntha Lokas, and they are mentioned there as Madhama, or the kingdom of the Lord. So, in this verse, so Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying how Dwarkavasis are happily, basically enjoying and happily living there, similar to the residents of the spiritual sky, basically without any worries, because they're being protected by the arms of the Lord. And they're comparing Mahapaurishikas here, like saying Mahapaurishikas, and they are the residents of Vaikuntha Lokas. and directly engaged in the service of the Lord. So, while building the Dwaraka, so all demigods were presenting different things to the Lord. As part of it, Lord Indra gave Sudharma Assembly Hall to Sri Krishna. He brought Sudarsana Assembly Hall. It was mentioned in like different demigods. So here Lord Indra brought Sri Krishna the text 54, Sudharma Assembly Hall, standing within which a mortal man is not subject to the laws of mortality. Indra also gave the Parijata tree. And the next one is said like Lord Varuna offered horses as swift as the mind, some of which were pure, dark blue, others white. The treasurer of the demigods Kuvera gave his 8 mystic treasures, and the rulers of various planets and presented their own opulences. The Supreme Lord having come to the earth, O king, these demigods now offered him whatever powers of control he had previously delegated to them for the exercise of their particular authority. So as part of that, like Indra gave Sudharma Hall, and it looks like people who are stayed within the Sudharma Hall, they're freed from the 6 pangs of the material life, namely hunger, thirst, lamentation, illusion, old age, and death. And also about the Sudharma Hall and the Yadus, it was mentioned the commentary of text 91 of Srimad Bhagavatam, volume 1, chapter 5. The glory of Sudharma Hall increased a lot under the Yadu dynasty compared to Swargaloka. Also, it manifested more wealth when it is under the Yadu dynasty or under Krishna than in the Swargaloka. And I just copied this text. I'm reading how the Yadus were like Dwaraka, like I mean, or in the Sudharma Hall, like free from envy. They're free from envy and petty rivalry. The Yadus sat happily in order of seniority by age. Although they were all fabulously rich and powerful, they had no desires for anything material. Their treasure in life was the prize of their dynasty, Sri Krishna. They accepted the trappings of the royalty only because these were suitable for their service to Krishna and gave him pleasure. The heavenly hall Sudharma and the priceless jewels, garments, and Parijata garlands added nothing to the natural beauty of their transcendental bodies, which shone with the splendor of their pure love for Krishna and for one another. So, yeah, all the residents who are part of the assembly hall, so they're accepting all the royalties or the trappings of royalty as their to keep for their service of Krishna and to give Krishna pleasure. That's why they're accepting. Otherwise, they're in no need of anything. So all the priceless jewels, garments, and whatever they're wearing, everything seems to be very less to their beauty of their transcendental bodies. So with that, like I get the idea, under any good king or a good leader, the residents would live happily and enjoy their life. And if you see, like from the lot of people who migrate to America or from Mexico or anywhere, like from those places, they come to America. There are a lot of people who take asylum in America because they think that they have a better life over here compared to the countries where they live in. So that so the similar thing where when Hiranyakashipu was doing the severe penances, all the demigods approached Lord Brahma, and then they were explaining the Hiranyakashipu's intentions, and then they were talking, they were saying something about the good governance of a pious person to be had. So here it says, text 12, O Lord, we have heard from reliable sources that in order to obtain your post, just to obtain your post, Hiranyakashipu is now engaged in severe austerity. You are the master of the three worlds. Please, without delay, take whatever steps you deem appropriate. In text 13, it says, O Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious for everyone, especially the cows and brahmanas. Brahmanical culture and the protection of cows can be increasingly glorified, and thus all kinds of material happiness, opulence, and good fortune will automatically increase. But unfortunately, if Hiranyakashipu occupies your seat, everything will be lost. So here they're talking about the importance of being a good king and how it is. So under the good kings, everyone feel protected, and then they'll be happy, and being connected to feeling protected. Again on the 7th canto, 9th chapter, where Prahlad Maharaj pacifying Lord Narasimhadev. So after killing the Hiranyakashipu, Narasimha Bhagavan is very furious, and all the demigods who are present along with Brahma, everyone is offered their prayers, but still the Lord was not pacified. So then Brahma finally asks Prahlad Maharaj to pacify Lord. During that time, it's really amazing, like a 5-year-old boy approaches Lord and offer his obeisances and then offers his prayers. But the thing, because Prahlad Maharaj could approach Lord, he felt like he is safe under Lord's protection, and he felt that he won't be harming him. Lord won't be harming him, so that's why he could able to approach Lord very easily. And out of one of the on that, like text 13, it says Prahlad Maharaj says to Lord Narasimhadev, "O my Lord, all the demigods headed by Lord Brahma are sincere servants of your Lordship, who are situated in a transcendental position. Therefore, they are not like us, Prahlada and his father, the demon Hiranyakashipu. Your appearance in the fearsome form is your pastime for your own pleasure. Such an incarnation is always meant for the protection and improvement of the universe." So all the different incarnations, whatever it comes in, is all meant for the protection and improvement of the universes. So even in this verse, the beginning said in the translations, the original personality of Godhead, the enjoyer, and Balarama, the primeval Lord Ananta, are staying in the ocean of the Yadu dynasty for the welfare, protection, and general progression of the entire universe. So when our Lord incarnates, it's just for the protection and the purpose, progress of the entire universe. So with that, I just want to start talking about what does it mean to be feeling protected. So when I say means it's of when I'm under someone's care, I have no anxieties and no worries, and I feel that means nothing bad can happen to me, and someone is there to protect me. As my personal experience, whenever I try to visit new people or new places, I get anxious and not sure what's been there in the other place and what's going to happen, or anything bad might happen, or I might lost my way, or I might be able to reach or not. So many things, so much anxiety goes in me. But at the same time, when I'm going to a place and I know that there is someone who is there and who is waiting for me, and they're going to guide me or take me, or they're going to take care of me, so I feel more comfortable and going to the places. So when we know more about some things, we feel protected. And so now coming to the thing, the soul, we are in the material world, material world we reach, and which is not a natural place for the nature of the soul. So I was looking in Bhagavad Gita, in the 8.15, Krishna says, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This world is temporary, and it is full of miseries. And the 8.16 says, from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein the repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. So here again he's saying that from highest planet in the material world to the down to all the planets, all are places of misery, wherein birth and death takes place. And how do we get out of this place? So we need to attract Krishna somehow. And yesterday, as Srimad Prabhu was explaining the word, explained the word Brahmanya, Krishna is devoted to the devotees, and also Prabhu explained all those 12 qualities. So similar thing was there in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Again, Prahlad Maharaj instructs his classmates. And this also, the word Kshamaya was used, but the context is from the perspective of soul or a living entity. How we want to do it. So let me. the translation. Therefore, while in material existence, bhavam ashitaha, a person fully competent to distinguish wrong from right must endeavor to achieve the highest goal of life as long as the body is stout and strong and is not embarrassed by dwindling. So basically, Prahlad Maharaj is saying that practice the devotional service to attain the highest goal of life when we are in real healthy condition. And the second paragraph purport, Prabhupada explained about the bhavamashitaha. For one word in this verse, there are two readings, bhavamashitaha and bhayamashitaha. But accepting the meaning of either of them will bring one to the same conclusion. Bhayamashitaha indicates that the materialistic way of life is always fearful because at every step there is a danger. Materialistic life is full of anxieties and fear, bhayam. Similarly, accepting the reading bhavamashitaha, the word bhavam refers to the unnecessary trouble and problems. For want of Krishna consciousness, one is put into bhavam, being perpetually embraced by both birth, death, old age, and disease. Thus, one is surely full of anxieties. So, if someone is not interested in the Krishna consciousness, they would be put into the bhavam, being perpetually embraced by the birth, death, old age, and disease. So how do we practice the devotional service? So, and it's explained in the scriptures that 9 processes of bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Vandanam, Archanam, Dashyam, Sakyam, and Atmanivedanam. Out of which to feel connected and main thing we have to start hearing, Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Vishnu Smaranam. And mainly I was getting an example of the current material world, the mundane example. The companies, how they try to attract us with our products, especially on the internet world. You go and search something, a product, and they remember the things, and then they try to push the ads based on the searches whatever we did. So means they keep pushing those things and they'll make us listen more and more, and we'll get attracted to it. Similarly, I guess we have to keep listen more and speak more, and then remember to we can get attached. And can we do it all by ourselves? We need to be and we need to do under the guidance of a spiritual master. And again, it's explained Bhagavad Gita 4.34 Tadvidhi Pranipata in a verse, how to approach a spiritual master, how to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, and by inquiring submissively and rendering service. Rendering service, again, it should be a service which is pleasing to the spiritual master than what is pleasing me. So, yeah, and by which, by rendering service and inquiring submissively from the spiritual master, one can learn the truth, and with that we can feel strong connection, and then we can feel protected. And to conclude, and to feel to be protected, we need to have that strong connection, and that strong connection comes only through the devotional service, especially Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Vishnu Smaranam, and service. under bona fide spiritual master, we can develop those Brahmanical qualities, and that in turn attracts Krishna. Yeah, with that, I conclude. Please forgive me if I misspoke anything with my limited knowledge. With that, I would open for any discussions or anyone to share their thoughts on this verse. Krishna Lingaraj Prabhu, I think it's already 7:31.
If anybody would like to share, Prabhu, maybe give it a few seconds. So.
Sure.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. It was nice. A lot of references you quoted. I mean, from the for every point that you are talking about it, especially Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. So, being Narsingh Chaturdashi yesterday, it was very nice to hear about those things.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, it was very hard. It was like until yesterday I was struggling what to speak, kind of thing, on that verse, but somehow, yeah.
I think they gave the inspiration.
Yes.
Yeah, protection and Prahlad, and yeah, it's nice.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah.
No other comments. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All Vaishnava Thakur ki jai. Thank you and have a great day.